Sama, mute your microphones. Okay. So I think all of you are attended your physics class.
Yes, ma'am.
Attended, madam.
Okay, good. So today we are going to discuss the yesterday's topic, that is the respiration only. The continuation of that. So what we discussed yesterday? So that is the cellular respiration. So we are continuing the same topic only. So cellular respiration means, what is when we cellular respiration? The respiration which is taking place at cellular level, that is at mitochondrial level. In mitochondria, we are calling it as a cellular respiration. By having this cellular respiration, the energy will be stored. Whatever the
Ma'am,
energy
voice break అవుతుంది madam.
is it okay now?
Okay, ma'am.
No? Okay. So whatever the energy is stored, that is whatever the energy is produced, that energy is stored in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Yesterday I have shown you the diagram of adenosine triphosphate also. Okay, that is the energy is stored in the form of 3 phosphate bonds. And one ATP can able to yield 7,200 calories of energy. And by having that much energy also, whenever the athlete can participate in a 100-yard spin, whatever the energy stored in the muscles, that will be exhausted within half a second. The remaining how he can get the energy means, okay, that by undergoing the anaerobic respiration. Not only the bacteria, that the microorganisms, along with that, our human muscle cells also can undergoing the anaerobic respiration. That is, instead of releasing the ethanol, the product will be released, that is the lactic acid will be released in the muscle cells. Okay, so due to the excess of accumulation of lactic acid by undergoing anaerobic respiration, the muscles will get the muscle cramps or muscle fatigue. We are calling it as a muscle pains. So that's why whenever we will be participating in the jogging or running, walking, or brisk walk, whatever we'll do the physical work. Okay, so our muscles will get pains due to the accumulation of the lactic acid. Okay, got it? So the continuation of that. Now we are going to see the activity, that is anaerobic respiration. During anaerobic respiration, that is the testing for production of heat and carbon dioxide under anaerobic respiration. Okay, so let us find out by doing some experiments by seeing the activity. I'll show you the activity. So here what will be happening means, living organisms, whenever living organisms are kept away from the oxygen, is there any possible to detect any rise in temperature and carbon dioxide? Okay, yes, there is a possibility to rise in temperature. In absence of oxygen also, there will be a rise in temperature. Temperature means in our body also what will be happening? Some of the energy, whatever the energy is produced, that energy, some of the amount of energy is stored in the ATP, and some of the energy will be utilized for our daily activities, and excess of energy, whatever the energy is not required for our body, it will be released out in the form of heat. That means here, what you can say indirectly, we are saying that the energy, whatever the energy is producing, that energy is producing in the form of heat only. Okay, that means here in your physics you learn that the energy, that is the heat, can be calculated, heat can be measured by using a thermometer. Okay, that is the temperature. Okay, and along with that, carbon dioxide will also be releasing. Is the release of carbon? Yesterday I have shown you the flow chart that whenever the organisms are undergoing the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, The end products will be from, that is, whenever the organisms are undergoing the aerobic respiration, the end products will be carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Whenever the organisms are undergoing the anaerobic respiration, also the carbon dioxide, instead of reducing the carbon dioxide, here what will be happening means here, some of the organisms are releasing the lactic acid, and some of the bacteria, by undergoing the fermentation, they can release the ethanol. But release of energy is common. But comparison here it is, when you're comparing to the aerobic respiration, then whatever the organisms are undergoing the anaerobic respiration, the energy release of energy is very less. That is how much less means 1/10 of energy, whatever the lesser than that of the energy, whatever the energy is released by the aerobic organisms. Okay, so here what the question means, whatever the organisms are undergoing the anaerobic respiration, is there any possibility of release of energy and CO2? Is that the question? So to know this, to know the answer for this question, we are discussing an activity. Okay, I'll show you that activity. We'll discuss now. That is by with the help of the yeast cells. So see here, this is an activity. So with the help of the yeast cells, yesterday only we discussed that yeast can undergo the anaerobic respiration. We are calling that type of respiration as a fermentation. So in the absence of oxygen, yeast cells can convert the glucose into the ethanol by releasing the carbon dioxide and energy. So for that, we are doing an activity, is that whatever the statement we are giving, that is right or wrong. For that, we are doing an activity by taking a simple experiment, by doing a simple experiment, that is by taking some wash bottles. Okay, see here we are taking a beaker or a beaker. In that beaker, what we are adding means we are adding the glucose solution. First, we have to remove the oxygen from the glucose solution. How we can remove the oxygen? In the absence of oxygen only, the anaerobic respiration will be done. So for that sake, we have to remove the oxygen. How we can remove the oxygen means, first we have to, whatever the glucose we are taking, that the glucose, we have to heat it. We have to heat that glucose. Okay, after then, without shaking the bottle, we have to get to be cooled down that the glucose solution. After then, and then now we are putting some of the yeast cells in that glucose solution. Okay, so after then we are adding, upon that we can see here a liquid paraffin, a 1 centimeter thickness of liquid paraffin upon the glucose solution we are pouring into it. So before that we have to do a small that is after boiling, is the oxygen is removed or not? For that sake, we are doing a simple experiment or simple activity. How we can find out the removal of the oxygen from this glucose solution means, with the help of a solution, what we can call it as a Janus green tea or diazine green. Remember, very important for 1 mark question. Janus green bee and or diazine green can be able to, these two solutions can be able to find out the presence or absence of oxygen in a so and so material and so solutions. Okay, here we are taking a glucose solution. So what we are doing to remove the oxygen, we are boiling the glucose solution and we are getting them to cool down without shaking it, without shaking that glucose solution. After then, we are adding some yeast cells. Okay, before addition of the liquid paraffin, Okay, which prevents the entry of the oxygen into the glucose solution. Why we are adding the liquid paraffin means it will prevent the entry of oxygen into the glucose solution. So before adding the liquid paraffin, we want to know the presence or absence of oxygen in the glucose solution. For that sake, we are using a solution called diazine green or Janus green B. Okay, so whenever we'll add a little amount of a few drops of diazine green or Janus green B, the solution, the color of that, so these two solutions are blue dye or blue in color. So whenever we'll add, if there is no oxygen in that glucose solution, the blue dye can be converted into the pink color. Okay, got it my point? That will be turned into the pink color. If it will be that blue colored solution, the blue dye solution, that is the Janus green B or diazine green. Whenever if it will be after addition of these, any one of the solution into the glucose solution, okay, if it turn into the pink color, then it indicates that the absence of oxygen in that glucose solution. Got it, ma? All of you? That is here, whenever the oxygen is in short supply in that solution, then the blue dye turns into the pink color. Then we can conclude that that glucose is free from the oxygen. Okay, after conducting this activity, we are adding 1 centimeter thickness of liquid paraffin upon it. So they'll ask the question like that, why we are adding the liquid paraffin upon that solution means to prevent the entry of the oxygen into the glucose solution. Got it my point? So after addition of this liquid paraffin, we are taking a cork. See here, a cork we are taking. Okay. That is whatever the cork fitted to that mouth of the bottle. Okay, and that is a double 2-hole rubber cork we are taking 2 holes. That must be, the cork must contain 2 holes. Why? Because yes, the one hole we are we are placing the thermometer, and that knob here you can see the knob, the black color. The knob must and should be in the middle of the glucose solution. Okay, and one of the vented tube. The vented tube must and should be there. We can call it as a delivery tube. This delivery tube we are placing from this tube to the another one more beaker we are taking. In that beaker what we are taking means here we are taking the lime water. Okay, so these are the apparatus we are taking: a wash bottle or a beaker, and in that beaker what we are adding, glucose solution we are adding. Okay, so from that glucose solution we have to be get free, that the solution must be free from the oxygen. For that what we are doing means we are heating that glucose solution, okay, and getting them to cool down without shaking that wash bottle. And then for that we want to know that the glucose solution is free from oxygen or not. For that sake, what we are doing a small activity by using a solution, that is either Janus green B or diazine green. If the color of these two solutions are in blue in color, whenever there is a short of oxygen, short supply, that is whenever there is no oxygen in the glucose solution, after addition of these any one of the solutions into the glucose, that blue color will be turned into the pink color. Then by this we can conclude that the glucose is free from the oxygen. After then we are adding the liquid paraffin, that is a wax, we can say mainam in Telugu you can call. Liquid paraffin wax we can add 1 centimeter length, and then we are taking a 2-hole rubber stopper, rubber cork, and then through the 1 hole we are placing the thermometer, and another through the another hole we are passing the delivery tube, which will be passed into the another beaker, that the beaker containing the lime water. We are keeping aside for some time. You can able to observe that the rise in temperature, rise of the temperature, that is in thermometer, and also some of the gas bubbles, some of the bubbles will be releasing in the lime water. And also what is the color of the lime water? That is white only.
Yeah.
After some time, what will be happening means by standing, by keeping aside without disturbing, that lime water turn into milky white. Already known in lower classes, we discussed that whenever the lime water is exposed to the carbon dioxide, okay, that is actually it is white in color only. Whenever it will be the calcium hydroxide, whenever it will be reacted with the carbon dioxide, it will be turned into the calcium carbonate. Whenever it will turn into the calcium carbonate, the color of that lime water or calcium will become milky white. Okay, so by this experiment, we can conclude that during anaerobic respiration also, the energy will be released and carbon dioxide will be released. So, sorry, one more point I missed here. After addition of the glucose, yeast cells also we are adding here. Remember that one. Okay, glucose solution, yeast cells, liquid paraffin. Okay, and thermometer delivery tube. And the delivery tube is passed into the another beaker having the lime water. Got it, Amma? So I think all of you got this. Okay. And next one more, that is fermentation. This is anaerobic respiration. We can't say this is one type of anaerobic respiration. That is, we want to prove that during anaerobic respiration also, the carbon dioxide and heat will be released. Where we can find the yeast means, yeast most probably these yeast cells can be used in the bakeries. And also the wild yeast will be there. The wild yeast will be grown upon the skins of the fruits. The question they will ask for 1 mark or half mark questions, where you can find the wild yeast means wild yeast can be grown on the skin of the fruits like grapes, apples. Okay, from wherever they can get the food supply, they will be grown. Okay, so this is about the information regarding to the testing for production of heat and carbon dioxide under anaerobic respiration. The next one is fermentation. Now only we discussed that. A best example every day will be experiencing whenever your mother is that is preparing for dosa idli. Okay, without refrigeration, without keeping that batter, that is dosa batter or idli batter, without we are keeping in the refrigerator, it will be smelling like somewhat a sour smell. Okay, a different smell we can feel, and also different smell we can feel, and also here the size of the dough, the size of that batter will also be increased. The dough we can call, kada, whenever that is ఫ్రిడ్జ్ లో పెట్టకుండా అలాగే బయట పెట్టినట్టయితే ఏమవుతుందంటే we can see the size of the increase of the size of the batter, and also the smell, a different smell, a sour smell we can see. That is what is happening means here our bacteria, whatever the bacteria present in that the bacteria fermented, that is in the absence of oxygen. Here what will be happening means glucose is converted to the ethanol. Okay, glucose is converted to the ethanol by releasing carbon dioxide. If you'll observe that batter will be having a large bubbles. Okay, all of you got it. Bread also, if you'll whenever all of you can eat the bread, whenever if you'll see the bread also, upon the surface of the bread you can see a large pores. Have you seen or not? A large pores. What the pores means here, that the pores are indicating the presence of carbon dioxide. Okay. So this is about the fermentation, and also how the in the large industries, the ethanol, that is the alcohol, whatever the beverages we can call, that is the wine, beer, brandy. So like this we can call them as the fermented products, or beverages we can call them as. Okay, how the ethanol can be? This is a very important. You have to know in physics also. You can be able to get this point. Okay, so how we can separate the these beverages, that is the ethanol from the glucose solution means by undergoing a process called fractional distillation. Okay, ethanol will be having a low boiling point comparing to the glucose, that is that the boiling point of 70 degrees centigrade. Remember whatever the points I am saying, exam point of view only I am saying. Okay, note it down somewhere. Okay, the boiling point of ethanol is 70 degrees centigrade. Because of having the low boiling point, it can be separated by with the help of a process called fractional distillation. Okay, and this is about the fermentation. Then respiration versus combustion. What is combustion and what is respiration? So according to the Lavoisier, what he said means by performing some experiment, the end products of the respiration and combustion are both are the same. Then by conducting the experiments, he concluded that respiration is a combustion process. Respiration is also a one type of combustion process, but it is a very slow and controlled process. Okay, and here oxygen, that means here during combustion, oxygen is combines only with the carbon dioxide, but during respiration, along with the carbon, it is also reacting with the hydrogen. Okay, and Robinson, he also stated that respiration is a type of combustion process. Respiration is a type of combustion process, and combustion is the source of heat in animals. Combustion is the source of heat in animals. Combustion అంటే ఏం లేదు, మండించడం, మండడం, ఏదైనా వస్తువుని ఏదైనా మెటీరియల్ ని హీట్ చేయడం, వేడి చేయడాన్ని కంబషన్ అంటారు. సో దే విల్ బి కంబైనింగ్, దే విల్ బి comparing the combustion with the respiration. For example, here one more activity I'll show you that whenever the material is combusted, okay, so I'll show you one activity. Yeah, so see the combustion process, Amma. We already discussed about the respiration process. Now we can see the combustion process. Okay, so here CO2 a byproduct of energy. Here what they had taken the apparatus, a test tube stand, a test tube, okay, burner they had taken, and also one more a wash bottle, okay, a rubber car, and a delivery tube. See what they had taken means here a glucose. Glucose means here instead of glucose we can take the sugar also. Here directly they had taken the sugar, not the sugar solution. Whenever by taking the sugar, whenever will be directly heated the sugar, what will be happen? The sugar will be charred. Along with that is charred means మాడడం జరుగుతుంది. Along with that, whenever we'll be heating the sugar, some of the water vapors will be absorbed onto the sides of the test tube. Okay, to the sides of the test tube we can see the water vapors we can see, and also energy carbon dioxide. Some gas will be released out through the delivery tube. And in the wash bottle, what we are taken the lime water. Okay, so after release of this, whenever we'll be burning the sugar, we can observe some of the water vapors will be stick to the walls of the test tube, and also the gas will be some of the gas vapor, that is the gases will be released, and by releasing of this gas, the lime water turn into the milky white. By this, what we can conclude that, okay, from the glucose also, that is during combustion process also, CO2 will be releasing, water vapors are, that is water is also releasing. Okay, and also we will touch that test tube, that is we can feel some temperature, that is during combustion process. Carbon dioxide is releasing, water is releasing, and also temperature is also releasing. So here you can observe the same end products you can see during respiration and combustion. Whatever the end products are releasing during the combustion, the same end products will be released out during respiration. Okay, so here then how you can get separate the combustion and respiration? Let me see one by one. So when glucose burns, carbon dioxide and water are produced and energy is also released as heat. Okay, so but how we can hear here means whenever the glucose is burnt during during combustion process, once it will be burnt at a high temperature. During combustion process, the glucose will be burnt at a high temperature. If that same temperature will be applied to our cells, that much temperature, అదే టెంపరేచర్ లో మన గ్లూకోజ్ ని కానీ మన బాడీలో గ్లూకోజ్ ని మన బాడీలో మన సెల్స్ లో కానీ బర్న్ అయ్యేటట్టయితే అవర్ సెల్స్ విల్ బి డిస్ట్రాయిడ్. సో దట్ మచ్ టెంపరేచర్ ఫర్ రెస్పిరేషన్ is not needed, is not essential. Okay, this is the one difference. And one more difference, one glucose in combustion, once glucose start burning, it won't be controlled until that the glucose is turned into the ash. Is it is? కంబషన్ లో ఏమవుతుంది, ఒక్కసారి గ్లూకోజ్ ని వెయిట్ చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తామంటే అది బూడిద అయ్యేంత వరకు మనం కంట్రోల్ చేయలేం. బట్ డ్యూరింగ్ రెస్పిరేషన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ కంట్రోల్డ్ ప్రాసెస్. Once glucose is starts burning, we can be able to control over the start of burning or the start of oxidation, we can call sort of oxidation. Okay, so respiration is a controlled process, but combustion is not a controlled process. And one more difference here it is between combustion and respiration, that is water. Normally if we add water to the combustion process will be stopped. అంతేనా, ఏదైనా మండేటప్పుడు నీళ్లు చల్లాం అనుకోండి, ఏమవుతుంది, ఆ మండడం అనేది ఆరిపోతుంది. బట్ ఫర్ రెస్పిరేషన్ వాటర్ ఈజ్ ఎసెన్షియల్ ఫర్. వితౌట్ వాటర్ ద రెస్పిరేషన్ won't be taken place. So got it, Amma? Whatever the points we discussed now. So respiration versus combustion. For respiration, the end products, the raw materials is also same. Okay, and end products will also same. End products means after respiration and combustion, glucose, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, the three end products will be released out. But what are the differences between combustion and respiration means once glucose is started burning, we can't be able to control over the burning of glucose during combustion process. But it is a controlled process in respiration. That is one point. And the second point it is the glucose will be burnt at high temperature during combustion process, but during respiration process, if that much high temperature will be applied in the cells will be destroyed. That is the second point. And the third point, that is water. Whenever you will apply the water to the combustion process will be stopped. Okay, and but without water the respiration won't be occurred. Okay, got it, Amma? So these are the differences between the respiration and combustion. And heat production by living organisms, we already discussed that during anaerobic respiration or aerobic respiration the energy commonly will be released. But what will be happening, for example, if you can take why we need the energy, some of the energy, whatever the energy released out, that energy is stored in the form of ATP and some energy is used for our daily activity, and excess of energy will be released out from the body. Okay, so living organisms, either animals or plants, usually produce energy in the form of heat only. Okay, and next here we feel warm whenever we'll wear the sweater. That is especially during winter seasons. Why we are wearing the sweaters? We are wearing the sweaters to get warm. Okay, whatever the what is the heat releasing from the body, we are not allowing to escape out. Okay, for that sake, what we are doing, we are wearing the sweaters. That is a woolen cloths. Woolen cloths are bad conductors of heat, so that's why only they won't be released out. They won't allow to escape from the body. So that's why we are wearing the sweaters. Whatever the temperature released out from the body, that will be circulated in that particular portion only. So that's why only we are wearing the sweaters. Okay, and during, that is in the course of vigorous exercise, at the time of vigorous exercise, at the time of running, jogging, due to insufficient supply of oxygen, what we'll do, we'll be pant for some time after that vigorous exercise. Okay, so that's why what will be happening, a great amount of heat will be generated. బాగా పరిగెత్తేటప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే మనకు ఆక్సిజన్ ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటాం. అంటే విల్ బి విల్ బి డూయింగ్ ద మస్కులర్ వర్క్ ఇఫ్ విల్ డూ ఏదైనా మజిల్లర్ వర్క్, ఫిజికల్ వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు అవర్ మజిల్స్ విల్ నీడ్ ఏ లాట్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ. సో దట్స్ వై ద ఆక్సిజన్ విల్ బి ఎగ్జాస్టెడ్ within a lesser amount, that is within a short time. So that's why what we are doing, will be taking a large amount of oxygen. That is మనం బాగా కంటిన్యూగా ఆయాసపడుతూ ఉంటాం. ప్యాంటింగ్ మీన్స్ ఆయాసపడ్డం అంటే విల్ బి టేకింగ్ టు మేక్ సఫిషియంట్ what you can say, sufficient amount of oxygen to the cells. What will be doing means will be continuously panting. So for that sake, ఎంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్ తీసుకుంటే అంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ ప్రొడక్షన్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్స్ వై డ్యూరింగ్ విగరస్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ a lot of amount of energy will be released. Whatever the energy is releasing, that energy is released in the form of heat. So that's why we feel warm or we feel heat or hot, we can say, during అందుకే వేడిగా అనిపిస్తుంది ఏదైనా ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు కానీ లేదంటే ఏదైనా వాకింగ్, జాగింగ్ ఏదైనా చేసేటప్పుడు కానీ. ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్. అండ్ సో during cellular respiration, what will be happening, energy is released. Now only we discuss that some of the energy stored in the form of ATP and some of the is utilized for our daily activities. Some of the energy is released in the form of heat. Okay, and whenever our cells having insufficient amount of oxygen, what they will be doing means they will be undergoing the anaerobic respiration. Whenever they will undergo the anaerobic respiration, instead of release of the carbon dioxide and water, instead of releasing the carbon dioxide, the lactic acid will be released out. So due to the accumulation of the lactic acid only, we'll get the muscle cramps or muscle fatigue. So when we get freed means whenever we'll take the enough amount of oxygen, again that lactic acid is converted into the ATP. Okay, ATP, and whenever we'll take a long time rest also,